All right, guys, joining me at this time is another competitor from the Combat Sports Coverage Submission Only Grappling Las Vegas event, Theresa Calloway. How you doing today, Theresa?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Now, you were going to be the first matchup of the night. You were in a 120-pound purple belt super fight match. How excited are you for this one?
I'm stoked, especially since it's in my hometown. That's where I grew up. So it's going to be really sweet to see my family and for them to come out and see me compete. It's not very often they get to see that.
Right, yeah, the 6, 7 hour drive to San Diego is a little hard to make sometimes, but when they're in your own backyard, it's easy to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, for you, you're a 10th Planet San Diego alum. Much, how much does they change you as into the fighter you are today?
Oh, man, significantly. You know what I mean? I didn't start with 10th Planet San Diego. I started at a different 10th Planet school. And I feel like the change has been like night and day. You know what I mean? We
Hmm.
have such a massive women's team, and we have people like Alima and Juliana and all those high level girls that have a huge impact, and not to mention Boogie and all the other guys. You know,
Yeah, yeah. For you, you talked about Lumile McFarlane, all those other people who are there. It's just iron sharpening iron. Having those girls, very empowering girls, to just be able to pick from them. How has that, changed you as a grappler?
it's changed my thought process and my mentality the most. I feel like I've always had a good work ethic, but to really pick out my little details and knowing what I'm doing, like for what reason, like there's purpose to our movement. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, most definitely. Now you're a purple belt. Tell me, how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu for?
August will be 4 years.
Wow. And for you, what made you get into it?
Well, I wrestled in high school, so I feel like that might have been like the first stepping stone.
Hmm.
But ultimately, part of me still really does want to pursue an MMA career. But I started with striking. Like I have 4 amateur Muay Thai fights, and I kind of fell off the wagon because I got so jiu-jitsu obsessed starting out at San Diego location.
So you talked about possibly going to do more MMA. What is, the biggest aspiration behind wanting to do MMA?
Man, I want to like with jiu-jitsu and MMA, like I want to strive for the highest levels. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I would love to do like at least Bellator, with
No, most
MMA.
definitely.
Yeah, and like for jiu-jitsu, I want to compete at EBIs. I want to do ADDC one day, all of it.
Now you're doing a 120-pound submission only grappling match here in the super fight. What would be your ideal weight for MMA?
Well, 105 would be my weight class for MMA. 120 is like we're kind of meeting there. I
Hmm.
usually don't compete at 120. It's a little heavy for me,
Okay,
but for jiu-jitsu, I feel like it's not so much a big deal as it would be for MMA
most
with striking.
definitely.
You know what I mean? With jiu-jitsu, I grapple heavier people all the day. I'm one of the smallest girls in the gym. So it's not abnormal for me to fight someone at that weight class. I normally walk like around 114.
And I feel like Hoist Gracie's kind of disproved everything that you really don't need size when it comes to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you obviously are aspiring 105 pounds. You're dropping, what, 15 pounds to make that? Or you said you're meeting. So what do you walk around at?
Me. Uh like 114 on average.
Oh, nice, nice. So yeah, you wouldn't be cutting too much weight to get down to that 105-pound division.
No, no. I usually compete at Nogi Worlds at 103 and I wrestled at high school at 103, so I
So
can
it's a
fluctuate.
comfortable weight for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, recently, have you done any competitions, anything like that? I know like nationals was a couple weeks ago. Were you able to do that?
Yeah, I did Nogi American Nationals. I placed second at that guy.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else coming up besides the combat sports coverage?
I actually just registered for Nogi Worlds in October just yesterday.
Awesome, awesome. I'm gonna go in there and take some necks.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Now, are you mostly a no-gi girl, or do you do the traditional in the gi as well?
I've never competed in the gi.
Oh,
I've,
really?
yeah. I really wanted to start out with Nogi with that MMA perspective on
Hmm.
hand, because it's a little more practical for the striking.
No, most definitely. And then I feel like too, like sometimes, well, for me at least, I've noticed that like I get really stuck on trying to find my grips, and then when we go no gi, I'm like, different grip. Shit, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Now, for you going into this matchup with Courtney, what are your kind of things that you're looking to try to exploit from her?
Well, she's one of Boogie's old students.
Hmm.
So I know she has like I know she's a good wrestler going into it, which I'm really excited for. Like I said, I wrestled in high school. So I'm like I'd like to think I'm also a decent wrestler. So that excites me because a lot of people I go against don't like to engage wrestling. They'll either pull guard or just kind of sit down, you know what I mean? So I really want like a good wrestler to challenge me and like so I can actually start working what I want to work, you know what I mean? And she probably feels the same.
Most definitely. And it's a 6-minute matchup, submissions only. There's not going to be anyone trying to point each other out. Is that kind of the environment you'd like to thrive in?
Oh, absolutely. I love like sub only. Points are cool, but people have a tendency of like, stalling and just
Hmm.
working the point system, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I want to be known as an exciting grappler. Like I want to go in for the kill. I don't want to stall around and just collect my points, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. Now, we talked about your weight earlier. Getting on weight obviously isn't going to be that hard of a problem for you. You do nutrition on the side as well, correct? Tell me how you got into that.
Yeah, I occasionally meal prep for some of the athletes and other clients outside the gym. I have 7 years of culinary experience as a
Oh,
line cook
wow.
worker, and like I worked at a winery, a hospital, some other like local restaurants, and just a bunch of restaurants, man.
So what made you want to do, the nutrition side of it, just trying to keep guys on weight, stuff like that?
Well, back in college, it was really just to have a job that wasn't fast food. Fast food sucks, so I wanted to get
Yes.
on this scene that was more like sophisticated, and it felt like I was actually like doing something good for people, you know?
Mhm. What are some of like that your favorite meals you like to cook for people?
Oh man. Well, I love cooking Italian food for sure. A bulk of the restaurants I've worked at were Italian, like Ponte Winery in Temecula Valley is one of the restaurants I worked at,
Temecula is beautiful
and
too.
yeah, it is. It is for sure. And I worked at a Greek Mediterranean restaurant for like almost 4 years, so I have some Greek behind me too.
Nice. I grew up in Oceanside, so it's like probably like an hour or two from where you are now. But I
For
live out
sure.
closer to Vegas now. We kind of like flip-flop there.
Yeah.
So, have there any, big names that you've been doing your nutrition plans for?
I've meal prepped a few times for Alima occasionally. Like she has her own meal prep company, so it's really
Hmm.
the times where she's looking for that little extra boost, right? And I've prepped for Boogeyman before. I've prepped for Nora before, his wife. I've prepped for Bill, the owner of a few of the 10th Planet gyms and stuff like that. And really just people just like our other training buddies just looking to get in better shape, you know?
Yeah, and for sure, like everyone thinks you just need to go do cardio and get in the gym, but that diet is so important to try to make that weight.
Absolutely. It's like 80% diet and the rest is like what you're doing, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because like even like some of the guys here that I've talked to, some of our guys, they were just like, yeah, I just kind of eat whatever. I'm like, no, no,
No,
can't do that, bro.
yeah,
No more
like
McDonald's.
garbage.
Yes, the food is fuel. So
Yeah,
you put junk into it, you're gonna have junk gas.
yeah. Food is medicine, man. We are
No,
what we eat, for sure.
100%. You said you did culinary. Did you go to culinary school or anything like that?
No, I didn't. I just kind of fell into it in college.
Self-trained.
Yeah.
What'd you go to college for?
Uh, Athletic training, actually.
Oh, okay. So it kind of all works out though.
Yeah.
Nutrition planning, or fitness training, it's all kind of in the same bubble.
Yeah, that's been like the big pictures. I kind of wanted to be like a triple threat with the nutrition, the training, and I want to like have my own jiu-jitsu gym one day, you know what I mean? I want to be
Hmm.
I want to make jiu-jitsu my whole career, you know?
No, it makes sense, and I feel like especially here within the last 4 or 5 years, it's noticeably that's a possibility. People could just live off. I mean, look at the Ryans, Nikki Ryan, Gordon Ryan,
Yeah.
they've made hundreds upon thousands of dollars just doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Yeah, like they've definitely put it in perspective for a lot of people. Even Boogie, he travels and does seminars and stuff too, and it's like I want to live in that shadow of him.
Yeah. So having him there, being able to pick from him, how has that really, helped you?
It's yeah, I mean it's helped a lot. He always tells us like I want you to see me as your homie, your friend, not like your sensei. Like don't
Hmm.
call me coach, don't call me sir, call me Boogie, you know? So to be on that level with him is really great. It We could talk to him literally about anything.
Now, you said Courtney used to be one of his students. So were you able to pick his brain a little bit on what she likes to do?
A little bit. It's been a long time since she's been with the Freaks. So
Hmm.
he couldn't tell me realistically, like she's been gone for so long,
Yeah.
he doesn't really know what her game
Her
is
game's
anymore.
definitely evolved since then.
Yeah.
But I feel like once people get into positions where they're not comfortable, they always retreat back to what they know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know she got her blue belt from him a long time ago.
And you guys are both now purple belts.
Hmm.
What's your jiu-jitsu journey been like for you? Obviously, you don't have a white belt behind you. You have the blue and the
Yeah.
purple belts. Uh, Tell me what's your lineage and all that stuff.
I got my blue belt under Andrew Marino out of 10th Planet. Marietta is where I started back when I used to live down in Temecula, Marietta
Hmm.
area. And from there, I think I was there for like a good year and a half before I made the transition over to 10th Planet San Diego. And then back in December is when I got my purple belt from Boogie.
That's awesome. What does it
Yeah.
mean to you to get your purple belt under somebody who is obviously a big name in the jiu-jitsu community right now?
Oh man, a lot, like even before I started training there, I knew I wanted to be there. So it's really been like surreal, like a dream come true to have like one of my idols to be belted under.
No, for sure. Brown belt's next, and then obviously on to black. Where do you see yourself going from there?
Man, well, I for sure want to get my brown belt from Boogie. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. But it's like kind of still up in the air, but I've been thinking like, what if there was a 10th Planet Flagstaff? You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
that's where I went to school, where I went to college. And that's high altitude training right there. Flagstaff's at
Yeah.
8,000 feet. So I think that'd be really sweet. There's only like one, maybe two hole in the wall mixed martial arts gyms there. There's not a big fighting scene there or combat sports scene there.
So we could potentially see Teresa up there in 10th Planet Flagstaff.
Maybe, man, maybe.
It'd be awesome. It'd be a cool little journey for you.
It would be cool. Flagstaff is sick. It's like a mini Colorado. It's
Yes, it's
beautiful.
beautiful.
People, they think Arizona, they think like Phoenix, but it snows, man.
No,
I had
100%.
there.
I'm technically in northern Arizona. I live like right on the border of Arizona, Nevada, and I
Yeah.
enjoy it. Like, man, now don't get me wrong, it's freaking hot. All right,
Yeah.
like, and then our gym doesn't have AC, so it's like 130 degrees inside the gym, full gi on and everything. Everyone's just sweating, but we get like great turnouts. Like we had 30 people in class yesterday, and just like everyone just go in there to try to grow and get better at this game that we love to do.
I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Like, no matter like where you're at, your home gym's your home gym. You're gonna like, we all try to make each other better.
No, for sure. When you're up here in Vegas, is there going to be anywhere particular that you're going to be training at?
For sure, 10th Planet Vegas. I've trained a couple times down with Casey, and he's so great. He's a great instructor, coach, like role model, just everything. You know what I mean? And he's worked with a lot of high level people, a bunch of UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, you name it.
Yeah, being under that 10th Planet band, it's super easy for you guys to travel and then go find a good place to, because there's 10th Planet now everywhere.
Yeah, there is. It's exciting.
No, for sure. How did this whole matchup with Courtney come about?
Uh, I just hit him up like, hey, I want to be on your card. I want a super fight. I didn't call anyone out. He just like he set it up himself.
Oh, so it's kind of ironic that you got set up with one of Boogie's old, trainees.
Yeah, it's just I guess a coincidence.
For sure. Well, it is definitely a small community within the jiu-jitsu community, so I mean, it was very likely to happen anyways.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, I definitely think. I think well, if I look at the list right now, you're like one of six or seven 10th Planet fighters higher on
Yeah,
the card. So there's a
yeah,
lot of you guys and girls both.
yeah, yeah. A few of my teammates are on the card. Matt Cox and Bria are on there.
Nice. For
It's really
you,
awesome.
coming down to Vegas, doing this in front of, your family, your hometown, what does that mean for you?
Man, it's like it's super motivational because my dad doesn't travel because of his heart condition, so it'd be really cool if he could like physically see me.
No, it's for
Yeah,
sure. Have they already got their tickets?
my mom definitely got her ticket. I need to get on my dad. My dad's kind of the like, yeah, I'll get to it. And he kind of puts things off, you know what I mean? But
For
I'll have
sure.
to push for it.
Yeah, because they're most likely will be selling out before the event gets there. That's usually how it
Oh,
works out
sure.
for Thomas's events. They sell out pretty quick, so definitely get him on there to get his ticket.
Yeah, that's how he is. But like I said, like he's still kind of vulnerable, so I don't know if he'd want to be around that many people with his condition
That
anyways.
makes sense.
So we'll see. He'll probably just live stream it anyways.
Put him off to the side.
Yeah.
Being so far away from your folks, is that a hardship on you at all, or are you kind of used to it at this point? You said you went to school in Flagstaff. That's still, a good 6, 7 hours away.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. Like, I've definitely been pretty independent since I've moved out when I was 18. I've been
Hmm.
away since then. I only come down to visit a handful of times. Before COVID, I'd maybe visit like twice a year. And like when COVID hit, I just barely saw my parents like for like Nogi Nationals pretty much.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely been a crazy 2020. I mean, everything that went on with COVID, and then even like a lot of the schools were shut down. How long were you guys shut down for?
Shit. Fucking sorry.
No, you're
At
good.
least like 3 or 4 months. We were doing like
Yeah.
online classes.
So we used to call it speakeasy jiu-jitsu, and we would like park behind the back so no one could see us from the road. We were like
Yeah.
sneaking into the building with our gis, and it was kind of funny a couple months.
Man, it was wild when like Boogie was doing those Zoom classes. Like he was recording the classes at his gym, so it was like
Hmm.
really only him and two other people, his like training partner and the camera guy, right? But like there was like a secret van waiting outside for him to come out, and they slammed him with $1,000 ticket for like training in secret when he was just recording for his
For
students.
two people, for
Yeah,
3 people, that's crazy. Well, I mean, even the camera guy's got to be still at least 4 or 5 feet away. He's not going to be right up on him. Obviously, the
right.
two guys rolling. I don't understand that.
Me either. I don't know if he like. I think he actually paid it. I don't think he like fought it or anything.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, get them out of your way.
Yeah.
Vegas, growing up there, what was that like for you? You said you were a wrestler growing up. Did you place nationally, anything like that?
I only wrestled my junior and senior year. I started wrestling my freshman year, and then I fractured my hip actually, so I
Ooh,
didn't partake any sports my freshman year.
so how's the
But
hip now?
it's good. I actually have better range of motion. It like stretched out my tendons and on that side.
Oh,
It doesn't.
nice.
Yeah, it only bothers me every once in a while, but it's not too bad. Um, Wrestling was cool. I don't miss the weight cuts.
Right? Yeah, weight cutting sucks.
Yeah, but actually, they didn't let me wrestle for nationals in high school because I had to be 105 and I was like 105.1, and they didn't let me wrestle.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a bummer. I was super dehydrated and constipated, and it was just not good. I think that's why I wasn't able to make it. I just wasn't able to go.
Hmm. Now back in jiu-jitsu, you're just trying to do everything you can to get to where you want to be, right?
Yeah, exactly. Doing all the right things now.
No, for sure. Obviously, learning meal prepping, doing your nutrition, stuff like that, that's really had to make things a lot easier for you, yeah?
Oh yeah, like back then it was hard for me to cut to even 115. You know what I mean? Like, now that's I'm walking around at like 112, 114. It's like I without even trying.
Yeah, for sure. And then too, it's like once you grow older, you kind of understand what your body can do and can't do, and what
Yeah.
you need to do to push it to those extents.
Yeah, I've definitely learned a lot and still learning, always growing.
So you are the first matchup on the super fight card. How do you plan on setting the tone for all these great super fights behind you?
I definitely want to set the tone high. You know what I mean? Especially to represent my team and my teammates on the card. You know, like I said, like sub only, I'm gonna go in for the kill. I don't want to
Mhm.
be stalling around, you know. But I'm
What would
also,
you say your game plan is?
my game plan's like for sure, kind of like wrestle to sub for sure.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I feel like wrestling's like one of my strong suits, but I'd also like to think I'm a well-rounded grappler.
What would be some of your favorite subs? What are you going to be looking for without
Oh man,
giving away too much?
nah, you're cool. Well, naturally being Boogie's student, like I finished a few Japanese neckties and darces in comps before, so these are definitely like one of my go-tos.
Yeah, it's always nice to have something like that in your back pocket too.
Yeah,
Now, obviously, being in San Diego now, what's that been like for you with the whole COVID situation? Obviously, that are they still coming back? Are they thriving again? Is everything kind of like lifted at this point?
yeah, man. I mean, everything's pretty much normal now. There's like maybe just a few places that are kind of like on the edge still, but like when you go out to eat and go to the stores, like only like a handful of people are wearing masks, and there's dine-in open now at most places and stuff.
Yeah, I know because like they were doing like dining outside, and luckily it didn't get to the summer months out here for dining outside because I was like, man, I'm not dining outside in 120
Oh
degrees weather.
yeah,
You guys are
yeah, that
crazy.
would suck.
Luckily in San Diego though, it's like a nice 80 degrees all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we're really lucky here for sure. The weather's like always perfect.
No, for sure. What were some of the things you were trying to do to improvise while COVID was going on?
Man, like I would just do like solo jiu-jitsu drills here on some of the mats I have. And like occasionally me and some of my training partners would like meet up, but they like we kind of like all fell off when it got a little more serious cuz like some of my training partners are like nurses and you
Hmm.
know and like they're trying they're being respectful and safe and it's like I get that, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. Um, well, I don't want to take a whole lot of your time today. I've already taken about 20 minutes from you.
Yeah.
Any words for Courtney though before your matchup here in a couple of weeks? You're like what, 3 weeks away now?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Not a whole lot. Like I don't know her a whole lot, and I'm sure she's a dope ass person. I'm just excited to like to go toe to toe with her. You know, like I said, like a lot of people don't engage with us wrestlers, so it's gonna be. I want that challenge. I want to engage with someone and really work our wrestling with each other. You know.
Yeah, for sure. One thing about jiu-jitsu that I've fallen in love with so much is like we go in there and for 6 minutes, like we try to kill each other. Like we're trying to put you unconscious. But as soon as that's over, it's mostly just all love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like some of the guys I competed against in nationals, like they hit me up on Facebook right away. I was like, "What's up? How you doing?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I've really fallen in love with that aspect of the game.
dude, same. Yeah, I'm homies with like a lot of the competitors I've gone against, and they're like some of them are my one of my like best cross training buddies now. You know.
No, for sure. Well, like I said, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I do want to give you an opportunity to shout out your sponsors, teammates, loved ones, anyone that's really helped you along your jiu-jitsu journey.
Man, I don't have any sponsors unfortunately. Still trying to grind that wheel, but I do
Come
love
on, people,
Fuel.
get on it.
Foxhound Fuel has been taking care of me for the past few months. They're really awesome. Habit Crafted CBD and Our Life CBD have been helping me out a lot, hooking it up a little bit. But like I said, I'm not sponsored, but those are like some of the people that have really been helping me out. And obviously, like all my teammates at 10th Planet San Diego, Boogie, Nora, they've just been pushing me to like my limits, and I really appreciate it.
No, for sure. And then where can the fans find you on social media?
I use my Instagram the most, Theresa like underscore Calloway. I believe underscore is that like underline, right?
Yes. There you have it, Theresa Calloway. She is going to be competing in the very first super fight of the night. Combat sports coverage, submission only, Las Vegas Open, August 7th. You can get the pay-per-view at combatsportscoverage.com. You're unfortunately going to have to listen to me commentate the entire time, but hey, you'll be all right.
Nah,
But you'll get to watch these amazing competitors compete like Theresa. She's going to set this show off right. Thank you again for joining us, and I can't wait to see you in Las Vegas.
nah, thank you, man. I can't wait. I'm stoked.
No, for sure. Definitely have to do this again during the weigh-ins. We'll do a little pre-fight interview.
Hell yeah. Sounds good,
Excellent.
man.
I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah.